Welcome to Skeptics to Seekers, Exploring the Edges of Wellness, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of holistic health and self-discovery. Join your hosts, Leandra Jackson and Heather Bergen, as we guide you on a journey to uncover the secrets of wellness. Each episode will challenge the conventional wisdom, explore innovative practices, and empower you to take charge of your well-being. Get ready to transform your skepticism into curiosity and your curiosity into a path to wellness. Let's embark on this journey together.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this month's podcast, Skeptics to Seekers, Exploring the Edges of Wellness. And we are excited to talk about gratitude versus thankfulness.
Yes.
And there is a big difference. And it's an interesting concept to think about when you really just get into that space.
Right. I mean, I think often we think about what are you thankful for, or, like, oh, November, everyone's like, oh, express your gratitude every day. Think about that. And I think we're here for the challenge this time of not just thinking of something we're thankful for, but actually embodying that feeling of gratitude.
Definitely. And I was thinking about this last night, and I was like, when was the first time that I really felt thankful really felt the gratitude for, what was going on in my life? And oddly enough, the first thing that came to my mind was when I was deployed in Iraq. And it was interesting because I would go to chapel between missions because I was a truck driver and I was on the road all the time. And it was very dangerous. And, just being able to go to chapel and express gratitude for the safe travels and the fact that, I did have a son at the time. So it was really stressful to be away from him. But it was really the first time, I had gratitude for my parents and growing up and stuff like that. But I feel like that was really when it sunk in, when life was kind of on the line.
Yeah.
It was interesting how that just popped in my head. But since then, there's been times in my life where that gratitude has really just brought me through some powerful spots in my life.
Yeah, I have also just been exploring gratitude more recently, probably in the last few months, really diving in, because I do a thing in my coaching program where we look at the different vibrations of emotion. And, like fear is a lower vibration emotion, and comfort is like a medium. And then love, this is what the old school used to say was like the highest emotion, like the highest vibration is love. And then I saw an article that was like, actually, gratitude might be a higher vibration than love. Gratitude, feeling that in your body, may actually top out that feeling of love. And I was like, okay, let's explore that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I had a situation where, I'll be vulnerable here. I've been married for a long time, and we were, sometimes I'm like, what are we doing? Is this relationship going the way I want it to go? And I was getting stuck in this, like, focusing on what wasn't going well space. And that was really not helping.
That's easy to do, though.
And I was like, but I couldn't seem to get out of that mindset. And then, talking with people and even like a therapist or reading books. And it's like, if you want to be the change you want to see, right? Like, you've got to be the change. And I was like, are you kidding? I don't want to be the change. I don't want to put more into this. I feel like I've given a lot.
Right.
And is it really my responsibility to do more? And then I had just this epiphany of gratitude, of being thankful and grateful for my marriage and for my relationship, and really calling in the good about it and really focusing on that and thinking about that. And things shifted. I didn't say anything different. I did not do anything different. I literally just changed my mindset into one of gratitude for what I had
Right.
and not like, what's the opposite? Like
Lack of
what I didn't have. And I kid you not, just with this change in my mindset, things in my relationship started to change. Things that I was feeling that area of lack were no longer lacking.
Right.
And it was like, I feel like my husband's behavior shifted just from me like looking at him differently.
Right. And I've noticed, I've done that same kind of thing, you know, and I feel like so many people do that in their marriages is we look at the lack of, we look at what we're not getting, we look at, you know, oh, it could be better. And like you said, shifting that paradigm, shifting that mindset, it makes all the difference. And the love, it's like when you said that, yes, we can sit here and say, I do love this person, or I love my family, or I love my friends. But when you sit and you really think like, I am so grateful for my family, for my friends, for the things that I have, it feels like different. It's a higher powered kind of feeling
in your body.
Yeah,
it's like when you
in
stop
your spirit
and take that break and really pause.
Right.
And try to feel that through your body.
Exactly.
It is a it's a different vibration. It's a different attitude. Yeah. And honestly, you will be rewarded for that.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And when you say that, like in the beginning of this year, I was shifting my mindset to business practices, to helping people and not the lack of. Okay. And that changed so many things, and the gratitude that followed every good thing that was happening, whether it was family or work, business practice, helping somebody, I was grateful for that. And I was like praising, like, thank you, you know, and it shifted things. It made things like it just shined a light on everything. And then also makes me think, you know, changing that mindset was so important. And having, you know, just saying that you're thankful for something is different. We can say that we're thankful for our meal. We can say that we're thankful for, you know, the day that we've had and things like that. But like really sitting, being humble in that gratitude, it does give us a different outlook on things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had sort of not remembered what we were doing our podcast on today. So when you reminded me yesterday, this is just one of my most favoriteest topics right now. And it has been for the last 3 months because of that feeling. And I would just stop myself this morning as I was getting ready and just be grateful for, I was like in the shower and I was like, just take a moment and feel that hot water running over your butt. Like feel the sensation and have that gratitude for a warm shower. And like every part of my day, just being grateful, trying to just pause and embody that feeling for a minute. And it's been a great day. And I just had so many, as I said, this is our 6th or 7th podcast.
I think it's our 6th.
And I was like, I was grateful for you for holding this space and doing this podcast consistently. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure we were going to just keep doing it.
Yeah. I think it's been great.
Oh my gosh.
I hope you all think it's been great.
This is like the 6th time. Like we're really doing this.
Yes.
And just being grateful for you in my life and other people that support me in my job and career as I'm building my business and holding space for people. It was interesting. Another thing that came up when you talked about love and gratitude, when I was at my training for breath work a couple weeks ago, a friend, we were talking, you kind of get paired with someone. And yeah, like we were really having a discussion between the difference between love and gratitude. And that person had like this thing against gratitude. And it was because so often their parents were like, be grateful, be grateful, be grateful.
Oh.
And so they were like associating gratitude with something a little more forced, that they were forced to acknowledge like whatever for gratitude. And they were like, I can totally get behind love though. I was almost like, I can get more behind gratitude than love. So I think some people may experience it differently, I guess, but I think in the end we decided we were both talking about the same thing.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And I would say for those of you who have this kind of shift, this issue, I should, gratitude or thankfulness because, maybe you grew up in a religious family and it was kind of forced on you and so on. And I can understand that. I grew up Catholic and I'm not really part of the church anymore, but I am very spiritual. I have a higher power. I love God. It's very important to me. But I would say that there is a part of you that is wanting to get in touch with yourself from that timeline. So whether it was the little you, the teenage you, or even the adult you, that has said this is not a good thing, then you need to pay attention to that part of you that's screaming out for help, that's screaming that this is not a good thing, and to comfort that part of yourself.
Right.
I feel like that is such an important aspect when we have these blocks in our psyche, when we have these blocks that are saying, nope, that's not good. That's not a good thing to do. I can't get behind it. And really it's this part of you that needs you to be grateful for them.
Yeah.
Like if it was your adolescent self, think to yourself, I am grateful for this part of me that is telling me this.
Right.
And then you might be able to shift a little bit of that thought process and open your heart to it a little bit more and feel better about it. And then, like you said, when you start off your day in a mindset of gratitude, it can help you even get on your day a little better and so on.
Yeah. I was just also thinking, I made a couple little notes and just, again, maybe you were touching on this a little bit, or it made me think of like trusting that you're being provided for. God, universe, source, whatever power you feel is out there, but also trusting the divine timing that your life has unfolded in a certain way for you to be here at this moment right now. And I think at this moment right now, here we are. And we're ready to jump into this gratitude more and start creating this connection because when you have that gratitude for where you are, even if it's just the mundane thing, going outside to walk the dog or feed the chickens, or maybe your kids do that, but just having that moment to just be like, wow, here I am. This is what my life is right now. And I am so grateful. And for me, it was like coming back from that training, being so grateful that I have a yoga studio where I teach. I have a venue where I can offer breath work. I have people who want to try it. It's sometimes it feels like this building a business slog and a lot of my friends are wanting to retire and be done. And I am like, oh, I think I'm going to build a business. But suddenly having the gratitude for all the time I've spent, the connections I've made, the place I am in, it really does feel like it is coming together.
Yes, I would agree that being grateful for just all the things that we are, whether they're good or bad. Because even the bad things, we need to find some kind of gratitude for them, because those are really the learning points of our life. You can consider it to be, some people might think that there's a fail in the life, but that's really just a learning point, and we can be grateful for that. And if we can find the gratitude in the hard points, in the hard spots, kind of like what I was talking about, being deployed, that was hard. But finding that gratitude pulls you through, brings you to a point to really see what we have. And the difference between thankfulness is, so I'm just going to read a little bit that I have here. Thankfulness is typically a reaction to a specific event or gesture, like feeling thankful when someone holds the door open or a friend brings you a meal. And it's a momentary feeling, often expressed with a quick thank you. And while meaningful, it tends to be fleeting and situational, whereas gratitude is deeper and enduring, a state of being. And it's not just about responding to kindness, it's about cultivating a mindset. So that's really what we're talking about is cultivating this mindset that no matter what's going on in life, having that gratitude, that grounded gratitude is so deeply important to our mind, body, and spirit.
Absolutely. And as you were saying, sometimes there's moments where you're like, I'm not sure I'm grateful for this moment. But maybe it is a lesson, as you said, to be learned. And if you keep getting presented with that same lesson over and over and over again, maybe that is a time to take a step back and be questioning, why do I keep hitting this wall? Why does this same thing keep happening? And then again, being grateful for recognizing that and being able to take a step back and figure out, what is it? There's something that needs to shift.
Right.
There's something that needs to change. And then we have so many modalities that can help you shift and change.
That's exactly what I was just thinking when you were saying that. There's, don't think that you're in it alone. There's so many people and practitioners that can guide you through this practice. Heather just did a whole 6-day breathwork course.
8 days. It was called Healer Training.
And I mean, I'm looking at my vision board right here and it says breathe right on it. And this was the very first time that I ever met Heather. She helped me create this. And coming back to these things that I see on my vision board, that just makes me more grateful. It's like, oh, now I'm going to get all teary-eyed. But I am so grateful for you and you being my friend and being in this with me. And it's I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I did not wake up very grateful. But I had to, once I cultivate that space, it's there and it's there to stay. And there's a saying, every day might not be good, but there's good in every day. Even that little spot that you can find in your day that's good, just be grateful for it and just cultivate that.
Right. I mean, yeah, I've been so great. Like, I love this moment to pause. I had to drive, so starting up at Northgate Yoga Well, teaching yoga, and then it's like a 30-minute drive down here. But then I just had music that I was listening to. And it really, I was like, I get 30 minutes to listen to this great music podcast or playlist that I made. And it really just put me in such a great space instead of, I gotta drive 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's really not that hard to drive the 30 minutes. It's a very straight, not even traffic. I mean,
right.
So, but just again, instead of looking at what you have to do, it's more like what you get to do.
Exactly. And that was a shift that I also did in my business too. Like, if you think like you have to do something for work, then you don't want to do it. But if you get to do it to get you to the next level, that changes. Like, I get to do this now. Wow. Yeah. I have the opportunity.
That was okay. So I'm going to quote my daughter's first grade teacher, who was an amazing teacher. And she would just say, when all the kids were like, do we have to? She would be like, you don't have to. You get to.
Yeah, I love that.
This is a privilege and an opportunity.
Nice.
Yes. Every time they're just like, nope. And what a great philosophy.
Right. I need to share that. I need to write that down. Share that with my kids every day.
You don't have to. You get to.
Yeah.
It's a privilege and an opportunity.
I love that. It's wonderful.
But yeah, I think really embodying this feeling of gratitude, even if maybe today you just take a moment and try to sit with that feeling, that word of gratitude, and just
Do you want to guide us through just a minute of
in,
grounding and gratitude?
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like
Okay.
that would be something really empowering for people right now. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So, all right. Well, there might be some oils. You think there's an oil? Is there an oil for gratitude?
Yeah. There are so many oils that you can use for gratitude, but I grabbed these two. I have a Motivate.
Okay.
And this is actually called the Encouraging Blend. And then I have Hope, which is the Uplifting Blend. And Hope right now is actually part of our limited time offers.
Oh, okay.
So you can smell which one you like.
Okay. I mean, I just think I'm going with Hope, but
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Hope is lovely.
So one other thing while you were searching for this was like gratitude for who you are. And again, this goes back to the whole alignment, living in alignment, knowing who you are, what your unique gifts are. And that was something that came up for me again in this training, was that I'm Taurus, earth, grounded. Sometimes I'm like, why can't I always feel up here and connected? And it's like, if you look at my chart, I'm earth, I'm grounded. And owning that and being grateful for that and being like the person that can hold that space and keep people grounded and keep you here on planet Earth when things are going a little wonky.
Right.
I am like really stepping into that power. I'm like, that is my power.
Good.
So thank you for asking me to guide us through this, because again, it is going to be getting grounded and getting rooted.
Indeed.
Okay, smelling that. Okay, so, and you can do this at any time in your day. Just stop. Take a deep breath. Ground down, ground, feeling your feet on the earth, your sits bones in the chair. Maybe sending that root down into the earth. Feeling here in the now and connected. And then breathing in to your heart space and feeling your heart expand with each breath. Your light, your unique gifts shining forth so that you can share it with others. One more deep breath. And thinking of something that you're grateful for right now, whether it's a relationship or maybe it's your bed. We're like often grateful for our bed. We love our bed. So it doesn't have to be anything major, just something that you're really happy for in your life right now. And really just concentrate on that and see how it feels in your body. Maybe you feel a little vibration, a little tingly. And just like allowing that sensation to radiate through your body. Feeling into it. And then just opening your eyes and being ready to go on with your day. And you can just stop at any point. If there's something you really think you're grateful for, take a moment and feel it in your body. I think is really like the best thing you can do. And the more often you do that, the more grateful you're going to feel, the happier you're going to feel, the more connected you're going to feel with things around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like I have a smile that is not going to go away now. So thank you. Thank you very much for that. And I think that is a perfect place to close for today. We would love to see what you're grateful for and continue this practice write down in a gratitude journal. If you have a hard time with gratitude or being thankful, write it down in a journal. Make a note, do some affirmations, and make a comment. We would love to know what you're grateful for today or any day. So thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.